Oprah Winfrey's eyes, because she's a clown and troll. She's doing it so perfect.
When I preach on television and radio, I give people the word.
She doesn't believe in religion.
This is the word.
Watch her eyes.
And I want you to take it with you.
Yes.
God in me is my everything, and I don't have to worry about anything.
And watch.
All right? Once more, and I'm going to have you repeat it after me. God in me is my everything.
God in me is my everything.
She's doing it so
perfect. I don't have to worry about
She's a clown.
anything.
And I don't have
she
to worry
doesn't believe in religion.
And I
Look
want
at
you
the
to say
eyes,
that to
folks.
yourself when you get home. Put yourself in a relaxed
She's
position.
trolling. Clown.
This way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra? Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
Here's an interesting one. Oprah.
Narc. I'll take it a step further with Oprah. I think she's a psychopath.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. Oprah's dangerous because Oprah and Tyler, because they've spent most of their lives with all this black support.
Yes.
And now that they're filthy rich and they're at this point, this high point, they done switched up.
Oh yeah.
And now we're starting to see the toxic stuff come out, and it's like, hold up, I've been supporting you all these years, and this is who you really are.
Listen, once she
blindsided.
Once she put out the MJ doc, I was done with her.
Yeah, no, yeah. She's something else, and a lot of female narcissists are closeted lesbians.
Okay.
So if you look at the celebrity world, there's a lot of women that are married, but they're screwing women. And it works for the husband, because the husband's in control of the money.
Right.
She's a celebrity, she's bringing in money. Oh, I don't want to say no names. We got this. No, I'm not going to say no names. I'll tell you after we finish rolling, and I'm going to blow your mind.
Okay.
Stuff. My discernment, the way I read people is off the hook, but I'm going to throw stuff at you, and you're going to be, I'm telling you, when you start looking, you're not going to be able to unsee it.
Oh, man.
You're pregnant.
Don't discuss that.
All right, well, you don't have to answer.
No, that's okay. No, honestly,
you don't have to answer me. Let's just toast with champagne and decide. Yeah, you want to taste it?
I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen.
What? I'm not going to ask you if you're pregnant or not.
This is peer pressure. Do you see what Ellen is doing? This is peer pressure.
Let's toast to you not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then we should.
Oh, my goodness.
Cheers.
It's too early for me. I only drink it after 3 p.m.
Yeah. You're pregnant.
So we're all aware that Oprah is known for monetizing off of people's traumas, but take a look at what Monique alleges that Oprah did to her.
Where Oprah Winfrey and I have a problem is Oprah Winfrey called us up and she said my brother wanted to come on the show and talk about him molesting me, and he wanted to tell other parents how to look out for molesters. My brother Gerald is a charmer. So my mind thought was, because she said, do you want to come on? I said, I don't want nothing to do with that cat. I said, nigga, I know it's up to a scam, but people can change. And who am I to say he hasn't changed? It might really be different. So I don't want to get in the way of that. I just don't want nothing to do with it. She said, if you don't want me to have your brother on the show, I will cancel the show. No show will happen. But I wanted to call you up to see how you felt first. When I hung up that phone, brother, I looked at my husband and I said, that bitch is all right with me. That's a real.
She kept it because
she didn't have to call me up. She didn't have to say my brother was coming. She could have just ran with shit and let it happen. I dig her for that. Now I begin to see commercials with my brother, my mother, my father, and my other brother Now, the reason why that means so much is because in the conversation we had about my brother, we then went deeper. And we began to talk about our relationships with our mothers and our fathers. And I shared my relationship with her about my mother, as she shared hers with me, which I will never repeat because she shared it with me about her mother and father. It was in our moment. I shared with her that me and my mother was not talking. I shared with her we were in a really bad place. I shared with her I was hurt and, you know, trying to figure this thing out. She never said my mother was coming on that show, because had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mother, I would have said, shut it down. I don't need the world seeing how greedy my mother is. If you had given me the opportunity, I would have said, I can't put my mother, that's still my mother.
Right.
Okay? Now here comes this show. And here comes the commercials. And now I'm starting to see my mother and my father and my other brother, who was my manager. We didn't discuss that, Oprah.
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGeneres. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
This ventriloquist face billionaire hag is a villain that y'all think Wendy Williams is, and it's time to wake it up. Let's start with the fact that she literally interviewed Monique's brother, who molested her as a child, gave him a platform. During the 2007 Color Purple premiere in Chicago, she invited R. Kelly to the red carpet, allegedly. She has a long history of being friends with abusers like Harvey Weinstein and Russell Simmons. For years, she's used her show to platform the most horrible of men, cult leaders, abusers, because it makes good TV. Screw the victims, I guess, right, Oprah? She's part of the billionaire Maui land grab. She's purchased over 870 acres of land in Maui. Meanwhile, the residents live in poverty. In fact, 52% of residents in Maui County, like people from the area, live below the federal poverty line. When the fires did happen, she offered thoughts and prayers. She didn't offer none of that land, though. She is a billionaire, so you know she'd be participating in unfair labor practices. Let's look at The Color Purple, for example. No food originally, no trailers, no rides to and from set, which Taraji is like, this is an insurance liability, on top of low compensation for a cast that was a beautiful ensemble of African-American actors. Really, Oprah? For years, Oprah has gotten away with these behaviors under the guise of Black excellence. Oh my God, she had a rags to riches story. Yeah, she came from rags to riches and now she's exploiting bitches. Like, come on now. And honestly,
one of the things that I know for sure is that spoof movie about Tyler Perry better not come out. And if it does come out, none of y'all are going to see it. Whatever. If you better watch out.